Hi everybody. Today's technique topic is talking about the space that we use to conduct. In our first technique topic we talked about posture and positioning, and that most of the activity that we do as conductors is going to take place inside the strike zone here. And that, for the most part, I think is true. I want you to think also about space as being either in vertical space or in horizontal space. And that will become really important as we think about how our conducting gesture reflects the character and the style of a piece. Some gestures are going to evoke something that's more legato and smooth, and in that case maybe we want to use the horizontal plane in a greater way than the vertical plane. Some things might have a little more pep and a little more sense of articulation, or a shorter articulation, and there we might want to use more vertical plane than horizontal plane. So develop an exercise that explores how you can use your horizontal plane and your vertical plane in different ways. So if you think about a sort of a general default kind of conducting gesture as being, again, within that strike zone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. What happens if I stretch the horizontal plane and shorten the vertical plane? So here we go. I'm going to make a 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can see that 2 and 3 become wider. You use up more space, going maybe a little outside the strike zone, which means in order to cover that space, the hand actually needs to speed up. The beat doesn't speed up, but the hand speeds up. 2, 3, 4, 1, because you're covering a greater distance. Now we could go the other direction. We could go a more vertical kind of beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here you can see that there's a strength to the first beat, a real strength because of that height that I'm using to drop down on that first beat, and our second and third beats become much less. So there's lots of variation in the way our beats can be positioned in terms of using this space, or using this space, or not using this space, or not using our horizontal space. So again, think of exercises that you can do where you might think about stretching the horizontal space to begin with, right? We can sort of start in that default position and then gradually move outwards, left and right. And again, the hand needs to speed up a little bit so that it covers more distance. And you can see that the vertical plane here is not very wide. Conversely, we could start again with sort of a default beat, and gradually I can make more effort to cover a greater sense of verticality, meaning that I've got a very strong impulse coming down on the first beat. That might be very appropriate for one piece of music, not appropriate for another piece of music, but you have that variety to be able to begin using the planes, the horizontal and the vertical planes, as a way of creating a sense of expression or character or style to your music. So play around with that. Play with using the various planes in different directions, in different ways, as you apply this perhaps to the daily dozen, let's say. That's today's technique topic.